Hello, teachers. I'm here today to talk to you about two assessment tools that I have found that I believe would be very beneficial and fun for you to use in your classrooms. The two programs I'm going to talk to you today are the first one is here on the screen is called Kahoot, and the other program which I will discuss is called Formatives. Just a little bit of background information about why I chose these two and what these programs allow you to do. The first thing is both of these programs are web-based. And what that means is that once you create a Kahoot or create a formative, your students can access these anytime online through their any smart device, whether it's their phone, iPads. They can access through Chromebooks. Um, so it's very easy for students to access this within the classroom. Another reason why I chose this is there's a big emphasis within schools about checks for understanding, about formative assessments, utilizing a variety of assessments. And these two programs will allow you to create quick, fun, interactive assessments for you to use that allow you to quickly gauge the understanding of your students. It will allow you to create reports about their progress and also to be able to give feedback to the students as well. So this first one that I chose is Kahoot. Kahoot, as you can see here, I've already logged into my screen, but again, if you have not already logged in or created an account, you would go to the home page and they would just ask you to enter in just a little bit of information about you, and then again, once you log in and get set up, this is what you will come to. Now, the good thing about Kahoot is that they have hundreds of different Kahoots that have been created by people, by teachers and all, that are free for you to use. Some of them will allow you to edit them to, to more align with your classroom or your what your goal is for this particular Kahoot. And again, right here you can see they give you some top picks. They have a thing where you can click on and discover different Kahoots that allow you to search for different types of topics. And also, that's one big benefit about using this program. You don't have to start out from scratch to create one. Now, if you're wanting to create your own Kahoot, and I've created one here just as an example, it's quick and easy to do. All you would do is you would come right here to the Create New button. You would click on that, and then again it's going to come to this screen here. Now, it gives you two options here to create a new Kahoot. You can create it more in a quiz format, which is going to be more like your multiple choice type interactive assessment, or you can do a jumble, where you would drag answers into the correct order. For our purposes, I'm just going to show you real quick how to create a quiz. So I'm going to click on this Create New button, and then again it'll bring you here to this screen. Now, from this screen right here, what you would do is up here at the top is you would start typing out your questions. So being a PE teacher, I'm going to focus on baseball real quick. So we'll come up with a question, how many players, if I can spell here, cannot type. All right, how many players can a team have on the field at one time? Okay, and so there you can see we've already got our question created here. And then what you would do at this point, if you wanted to pick an image or something to have for your question, you can do that, and I'll show you how quick this is. You can upload your own. You can go to a YouTube link. I'm going to go to Image Library, and because we're dealing with baseball, I'm going to go ahead and click on this picture right here, and then you can see it adds it right there to your to this slide. After you've done that, you would come down here, and this is where you would type in your answer choices. So for this one, I'm going to start out, I'll put 7 in this one, 8 the next one, and then we would fill in the others. Okay. Now, once you get to this point here, what you would do is you can kind of see these buttons are jumping up and down as you would click on the correct answer. So in this case, a baseball team can only have 9, so I'm going to click on the check mark there. And then once you've done that, if you can see right here, it gives you an option about how much time that you want to give the students to answer. So you can have anywhere from 5 seconds up to 240. For our purposes, I'm just going to click 10. I think that's a good fair time for the students to do. So then what you would do is after you have created this one, okay, you can go right up here to where it says Add Question, and you can go to the next one. All right, so you can choose the correct answer. You click that one, and here you go through the same process again. So once you've finished your creating the number of questions, however many you want, and you would come up here and you can preview your Kahoot. So in this case, that's the blank slide. I'm going to go back right there. So you can see right here, it gives you a question, your picture, and you can preview. And all the students will do is once you give them the code to sign into, they would just click on the answer on their phone there. So in this case, it gives you the answer here, tells you how many people answered. So again, it's just a quick way to engage everybody, and you can tell whether or not all your students have participated there. All right, so once you're satisfied with each of your questions in your presentation, you would just come up here, you click Done, okay? And right here, what you would do is you say, at this case right here, I left one question blank, so I'm going to come down here, okay, and I'm going to delete that one. So just bear with me here for a second. So, all right, now that I've finished editing, I'm going to click Done. All right, and then once you get right here, it'll give you the option if there's, it gives you some tips to improve it. If you wanted to click on that, you can improve now. You can type in a quick description. I'm just going to type baseball. Okay, and you can do an optional description there, and then you can set who the Kahoot is visible to. It can either be only to you or to everyone. That way, if somebody was searching and needed one for baseball, they would be able to use it. And so once you've done that, you would click Done. All right, I'm clicking Done there, and it is saved, and it would be ready to use. Okay, and you can see right here it appears in my Kahoot. So again, once you logged out of your thing, when you come back and log back into your account, you can see that it pulls it up right here on your home screen here. So again, Kahoot, just to kind of give you a little bit more information about it, this is more of a game type competition that you can do between individual students. There's a way that you can host games between individual students, and also if your students or if you want to create teams, it'll allow you to do that as well. So again, just a fun interactive way for your students to engage in classroom discussions, and again, it'll give you quick feedback as to how well your students have understood a lesson or a concept that you have taught. So the next one that I'm going to talk to you about is Formatives. Now you can see here Formatives operates more on the Google platform. You can actually link it to your Google Classroom if you use that, if your school has it. If not, it'll allow you up here to create classes. So again, you can see right here where you can import from Google Classroom, or you can create your own and all. So again, we're going to come back here to the home page now. Creating a new formative assessment activity is just as simple as the Kahoot. I'm going to come right up here to where it says New Formative, and I'm going to click on that one. Okay, now right here it allows you to put in your title. So again, we'll just click, okay, I'm going to go right here, we'll just click Example Formative, delete that there. And right here it allows you to choose the assignment type. So you click on the drop down menu, you can choose a benchmark, classwork, it can be a warm-up, whatever you would like for it to do. So in this case, we're going to create exit slip. All right, once I've created the title and I've chosen the type of assignment, I'm going to come right here, click on this plus button. And what this would allow you to do is you can add content, like if you wanted to add an image or a video, or right here you can choose different answers. Now, the one difference between Formative and Kahoot is that Kahoot is strictly multiple choice. Formative allows you not only to do multiple choice, but the students can respond in essay form. They can respond through true and false. They can have an option to show your work or short answer. So this gives you more options as to how you want your students to respond to the questions and all. And there's a few other important differences between Formative and Kahoot that I'll talk about here in a second. But for our choices, for our example here, we're going to select multiple choice. So I'll click on that. And again, this is the section you'll type your question. So again, I'll do the same as before. How many players can a baseball team have on the field at one time? All right, and then you can see the difference here between this Formative and Kahoot is right here is you would type out your option. So option number 1 is going to be 7. Then, of course, however many options you want to give them, you would just keep clicking the add option. So I'm going to put 8, and I'll put 9 here. So for this one, I'm just going to give the students 3 choices. And then once I've done that, if you wanted to add another question, okay, you would come right here to the plus button, all right, and you would click on that, and that would allow you, again, to, you can see here, to add another question. So I'm going to exit out of that. Now, once I've completed the question, I'm satisfied with the answer choices and all that. The good thing about Formative here is that it automatically saves it. So I'll come back up here and I'll click on the arrow button here, and that's going to take me back to the home page here. And the formatives that you create, they would all be listed right here to the left here. Okay. Now, so I'm going to go back to Formative. All right, one thing I meant to mention, once you've created the formative and you've got all your questions and you're ready for the students to participate or whatever, you can come up here to the top where it says Assign, and you can click the Assign button, and then it gives you options here to assign to guest students. Excuse me, it gives you options to add to a class. All right, so that way, if you just wanted this for one of your classes or just specific students, you do have that option to do that as well. So that's one good feature, or one unique feature here of formatives. Now, once you've assigned it and the students begin answering the questions, you can come up here and you can review the responses for each of your questions. So it'll tell you how many students have responded, the number of correct questions, and all that. So there's also an option with formative where if you're doing short answer or students are having to demonstrate their work, that you can provide instant feedback to the students, which is a unique feature to formative, unlike Kahoot, which Kahoot is more just showing you just the number of responses. You cannot give feedback to the students. Formative allows you to do that. So formative, if you're looking for more of the teaching type assessment activity, this would be a great example, or excuse me, a great program for you to use. If you're just looking for a good fun way or just a competitive way for students to engage in the different class discussions or the assessments and all, then I would recommend using the Kahoot. So again, both of these are great tools. One benefit of them, again, is that they're both free and that they're both web-based, which means that students can access from any of their electronic devices. They're easy to set up, easy to create, and again, just a fun way for you to engage your students in class discussions or for you to do quick checks of understanding within your classroom. So if you have any other questions, you can just reach out to me, but I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I hope you have a good day. Thank you.